So I'm using with twins, getting high. The only time I was sober during the pregnancy is when Matt was in lockup. He gets out, and I have the kids. They're born at 29 weeks. I wake up that morning, I stand up, and something goes down my leg, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm huge, mind you. Even though I'm still using, I'm like huge. So they were born that night. Matt's sister drove me to the emergency room. That was a fun ride. I was supposed to go to Jackson, which was about a 40-minute ride, and I'm like, I'm not going to make it, go to Hillsdale. I was there. My mom walked in and caught my son and unwrapped the umbilical cord around his neck.
Holy
And 9
fuck.
minutes later, she's screaming, there's a butt! My daughter came out breech, and she didn't breathe for a minute and a half after she was born. They were life-flighted to Toledo Children's Hospital, and they stayed there until the end of December. They were born September 30th, so they were in the NICU for almost 2.5 months. I still had custody to them when they were in the NICU, but I was still getting high. Never stayed at the hospital with them. I was always more worried about what Matt was doing, how I was going to get high, like what everybody else was doing.
Yeah, I'm sure in your head you were like, oh, I got a little more time. This buys me a little bit more time.
That's when the social service people called me from the hospital. They asked why I hadn't been coming to see them and staying with them. She's like, you could have stayed in the Ronald McDonald house. Like, everything would have been paid for. I said, because I knew my kids were going to test positive. I knew my kids were going to be taken away from me. It was me, like, shielding the hurt because I knew what was coming. Jaden, my twin son, he was born first. He was born 2 pounds, 10 ounces. My daughter was born 3 pounds, 4 ounces. They're amazing, gorgeous children now. But
Wow.
Jaden tested positive for meth. Nevaeh tested positive for amphetamines. CPS got involved. The day CPS came out to Matt's mom's house to tell me that they were going to take jurisdiction over the twins, we were shaking a bottle upstairs when CPS starts banging on the door. And Matt's like freaking out, go downstairs. So I go outside and stand on the porch and talk to the lady. And I'm like, get a warrant. I'm not taking a drug test for you. Like, get fucked. We've already gone through this. Obviously, you know what's going on. I took an Adderall. How about that? And went to court. Obviously, I failed. They took the kids. They were released from the hospital into foster care. They were in foster care for about 6-7 months. And the whole time, I'm still using pills. Taking drug tests for CPS, using pills.
But I failing these tests just left and right, and
I wasn't failing them in their eyes because I had prescriptions.
Oh.
So right. Even though I was misusing them, buying the drugs, the pills off the street, I had my prescription, so I was still clean.